Hi, everybody. I'm Kari Heitman. I'm from Peyto High School in Katy ISD.
And I'm Kylie Slough. I'm from Tompkins High School, also in Katy ISD.
And we're going to talk today about our diversity audits and how we actually started this process using Destiny Collections. So we started the whole thing with student requests for different books. My school was primarily with my GSA for LGBTQ books. And but also I'd have students come up and ask me, Miss, where are the books about characters that look like me? And so we realized that Destiny Collections would actually help us build these resource lists, but then actually give us information about diversity and things like that at the same time. So we went to our testing coordinators asking for statistics and did a collection analysis in Tidal Wave. And we decided on preliminary categories, and I know both of us will tell you absolutely 100%, please be flexible. Things will change.
You will change them.
It will change, and you will learn a lot in this process.
Lots of new terms.
Yeah.
So one of the reasons why we wanted to do a diversity audit is because you know that there are books for all of your kids out there, but sometimes it's so hard to find them. And if you don't know right off the bat what that kid is asking for, you can lose them. They can be like, oh, you don't have any books for me. It's like, no, I do. We just have to find them. And so the diversity audit is really helpful because we really went through our collections with a fine-tooth comb and added the things that fit each type of person into Destiny Collections, and that really helped us see gaps. So we found gaps in both of our collections in specific areas where things really don't exist in the publishing industry. It's really a dearth that they need to correct, like Central America and Southeast Asia. And it helps us know to represent our school population and what our kids want and what they need. And it helps us make our new purchasing decisions because we can see, okay, well, I don't have any books about people from this area, but I have kids from there, so I need to find something for them, whether it's, a bestseller or not. If that's all that's available, I need to at least have something for them so that they don't feel like, they're not represented at all in our collection in our school.
Yeah. So we created, after we were done, we created different collections that we did marketing for. We posted them in Canvas, which is our district's LMS that we use. These could be posted in classrooms as posters. There's a lot of different things that you could do, but Destiny Collections is very flexible, and it also shows your students that you do have books on a wide variety of students and characters and people. So it was very helpful to have this list. We've actually added more since then, and so it's an ongoing process.
And they can access them anytime, anywhere, so they don't have to feel embarrassed about asking for it.
Yeah. So when we started considering things, we really started with the school population. There's so much information out there about diversity audits. You can go as in depth. A lot of times, as Kylie and I were talking and going through this process, we would say we're going down lots and lots and lots of rabbit holes because we were just getting more and more and more in depth. So we started with our school population. We have more information in our full presentation on exactly what we considered, but we primarily looked at religious background, ethnic background. We looked at socioeconomic status. We looked at social and emotional learning as well, and just tried to cover a wide variety of our own personal school populations.
So one of the things that we mentioned was things like Follett's tidal wave analysis. So it can help you with giving some more information about your diversity audit, because it will analyze your collection if you upload it and tell you what kind of what percentages and what books you have that fit each thing, but just know that they're not always correct, because sometimes just because it's in a location, they'll tag it as that and it might not necessarily fit it.
Yeah, and if you don't happen to have Tidal Wave, or if you don't have Follett Destiny, most LMS systems or most library systems will have MARC record tags or other subject tags that you can use to start the process. We actually started all of this before Follett came out with this in Tidal Wave, this option, and so we started doing it book by book by book, by using subject tags and other things like that. So it is definitely possible even if you don't have Destiny.
For sure.
Yeah.
We also included some information about collections logistics that you can see more about on our full presentation, as well as ways to curate your ebook collection within collections and on Sora and Macambia.
And it is important too to do a diversity audit of your ebooks, and so that's why we include that information in there as well. You want to make sure that you have a wide variety of your students represented in ebooks in addition to your print books.
In all parts of your collection.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so one of the things that you can also do in Tidal Wave is make notes. You can see this is one of the orders that I was considering making, and as I was reading the reviews and looking at the tags that Follett now includes, I went and tagged every single book in my order so that I could make sure that when they come in, I know which collections to immediately pop them in, how to merchandise them to students, and so that when I'm doing a quick look over to remove a couple books to make sure that I'm, not spending too much money, I don't remove books that really hit a critical need in my diversity audit. So if I have a book that doesn't have any aspects of diversity, either with, racial, ethnic, religious, or life experiences, and a book that has many aspects of diversity that I can include in my collection, that makes it really easy for me to decide what I want. And you can also sort by your tags as well, as you see in the GIF on the right-hand side. And that way, if you don't want to go through tagging them, it will do a little bit of work for you and help you out.
Yeah, one nice thing about this too is that as you're making curation decisions, most of us don't have unlimited budgets, and so you can kind of decide where to sort of target things. There are a lot of benefits of having these collections and having the diversity audit done to help you best serve your community. Obviously, there's a lot more detail here. There's more information in our presentation, but we have both found our students really, really like the fact that we have these collections. They do go use them regularly, and they're looking for books that actually meet their needs and represent their own selves. And so it's really nice having these collections and having this diversity audit so that we make sure we are representing our whole school.
And the teachers love it too, because it helps them out when they're trying to diversify their class readings. It's easy for them to see, okay, well, I don't have anything for this group of people and we haven't had any all year. So maybe let me go look in this collection and see if I can find something.
Yeah.
We've also got a lot of tutorial videos. If you go to our full presentation that you can look at and see on our YouTube channels, which go more in depth on things that we had gifted in the rest of the presentation. So you can see more explanation of how to do what we did.
And this, just so you know, this was our mini audit was 3-4 months long. So it was a time consuming thing. It's not something that you can do overnight, but it is absolutely 100% worth it. And something that we would be happy to talk to you about. We have our contact information on here as far as our social media accounts. We are more than happy for you to email us or contact us on social media to let you know more details, or jump in on our Q&A session for more details on our process and how it worked and things that we're doing now.
Thanks for joining us.
All right.